I took in a sharp breath, my chest tightening as his words cut through me, deeper than a knife. I clenched my fists, my nails digging into my palm as I tried myself best to keep me steady. I tried to tell you. I finally said, my voice barely above a whisper. I understood his pain, the aching feeling of being abandoned from a love for years. But it was not only my part. He played an equal role in driving me away. He is partially responsible for missing the 4 years of his daughter's life, because if it hasn't been about his cheating, we would have celebrated my pregnancy together 4 years ago. He laughs humorlessly, sliding a hand through his already messy hair. Really? When Emily, when exactly did you try that? His blue eyes, stormy and rageful, pinned me to my place. Because I think I wouldn't have been standing here regretting 4 years of my life. Because all this while I had no idea my daughter existed. How could you take my daughter away like I was nothing? Guilt prickled inside me, but I refused to break now. You made that decision easy for me. I shot back, my voice trembling because of the overwhelming emotions, but I stood firm to the ground. His nostrils flared, eyebrows pinched together in confusion, and I saw the moment realization dawned on him. A look at his face, and I knew that he knew what I was talking about. He knew exactly why I walked away from him, from us, and from the life we could have had if it was not about him crushing our lives with one wrong decision. When he spoke next, his voice was eerily calm, which sounded somehow worse than when he was yelling, "So you thought that keeping my daughter away from me would be a perfect revenge, didn't you?" The disbelief of his understanding hit me like a slap. How can he even think like that? No, because you broke my heart, my trust, and crushed my soul. So forgive me for not trusting you with my daughter. Our daughter. He corrected quickly, eyes narrowed in slits. I flinched. Yes, I made a choice. I chose to protect my daughter from a man I thought would break her heart just like he broke mine. He stared me, his breathing heavy, and eyes pinning me with a frustrated look. You just walked away, Emily. You didn't give me a chance to explain. Explain what, Nathan? I shouted, failing to keep my calm when everything about this conversation was riling me up. That it wasn't what it looked like, that she fell into your lap and her dress on the floor. His silence was deafening. I swallowed a lump in my throat. My heart hammered against my chest and emotions clawed at my throat. This was not how I imagined this conversation to go, but maybe there was never a way for it to go right. Maybe it was supposed to be chaotic, emotionally draining and frustrating. The sound of my phone ringing cut through the completely tense silence, and I rushed to the couch, picking my phone up. I read the name flashing on the caller ID, Lucas, but instead of answering it, I switched my phone off and turned my focus back to Nathan. Does he know about Mia? His voice came calm yet dangerous. It took me a minute to realize that he was talking about Lucas. My stomach twisted, but I kept my facial expression neutral. That's none of your business? His eyes flashed with something raw, dark, and dangerous. Suddenly, even before he said the words, I knew what was going to happen next. I am going to fight for my daughter. My heart stopped. Nathan took a step closer, and I felt my pulse quicken as nervousness seeped inside my body. You think you can erase her from my life? His quiet voice indicated at the storm which was yet to come. I don't care how long it's been. I don't care what you think of me anymore. Mia is my daughter, and I will be in her life whether you like it or not. Panic clawed up my throat and my stomach tightened in knots as I opened my mouth to speak. Nathan, I'll see you in court, Emily. My stomach dropped and I suddenly felt lost on words. This is what I was fearing. I never wanted this to happen. My voice croaked when I said, "You wouldn't." His gaze was unwavering, pressing, and unbearably heavy. "Watch me." And just like that, my world shattered all over again. I stood frozen, my heart pounding against my ribs as I processed Nathan's words. "I'll see you in court, Emily." No, no. I swallowed hard. My mind is a mess as thoughts swirled through my head. A mix of fury, panic, and something dangerously close to heartbreak. This was the last thing I wanted. A war, a custody battle, for Mia to be dragged into the mess of our past. I took a shaky breath, forcing myself to meet his gaze. "You don't have to do this, Nathan," I said, my voice barely above a whisper. He chuckled, a dark, hollow, and humorless chuckle. "I don't." He took a step closer. His tall figure towered over me, his presence both suffocating and calming. "You've kept my daughter away from me for 4 years, Emily. I think I have to do this." My nails dug into my palms as I clenched my fists. "You cheated on me." My voice cracked, failing to keep the pain of years buried. "The news of my pregnancy was least of your concerns when you were screwing another woman in your office." His expressions faltered for a brief second. I saw the guilt, pain, and regret wash over his face for a quick second before he masked it all. His blue eyes darkened. "You think I don't regret it every damn day?" His voice came out rough, even strained. "You think I don't hate myself for it?" A bitter and hollow laugh left past my lips. "Oh, I am sure you do. That must have been so hard for you, Nathan." His nostrils flares, frustration evident on his face. "What else do you want me to do?" "Emily, I committed a mistake. I am regretting it, feeling sorry, and was ready to do anything to earn your forgiveness." "But what did you do?" He took a brief pause, his eyes accusing. "You took my ma." I froze. Slowly, I turned around to face her. She stood a few feet away, her petite frame having a huge impact on everyone's heart and mind. Behind her stood Sophia, looking at me apologetically. I quickly wiped at my face and forced my expressions into something neutral. "Hi, sweetheart. Why did you come out?" I said, trying to keep my voice steady. She pouted, her big innocent eyes flickering towards Nathan for a brief second, who stood frozen, starstruck. "I heard shouting," she answered me. "Is Danny shouting at you?" she asked with concern, pinning Nathan with an accusing look. I walked up to her, kneeling in front of her. I told her, "No, baby. We were just talking. Sometimes adults talk like that." She looked at Nathan with her big, innocent blue eyes like Nathan's. "Were you shouting at my mom?" Nathan's eyes are moist when he answers with a quick nod. She walks up to him, tugging at the hem of his shirt. She gestures him to lower down. He kneels in front of her, keeping his tears from falling down. He looks at her unblinkingly, like afraid that if he blinked, she will disappear. I am to be blamed for this fear. A tear slid down my cheek as I witnessed the two of them. A moment I have only dreamed of, never found the courage to make it true. "We are friends," she tells him in a serious tone, and he pays attention to her every word, like her voice is the sole thing anchoring him right now. I notice the way he is flexing his hands by his side, trying to hold himself back from reaching out for her. "And I love my ma," she speaks firmly. He nods with teary eyes. "So if you will hurt my mom, we won't be friends, okay?" she informs him. A fat tear rolled down his eyes as he shook his head vigorously. "No, I won't. I would never hurt her," he assures Mia. Mia smiles, that sweet and wide smile, which kept me going for 4 years, now became a ray of light amidst this darkness for him too. And it is now, in this moment, I realized how wrong I have done to him. Mia was not only mine to take decisions for. Nathan had equal rights over her. Just because he failed as a husband, I assumed he will fail as a father too. I never gave him a chance to become a father at all. Perfect, she appreciated and reached out with her little palms to wipe the tears off his cheeks. I am not leaving you. Don't cry for me. It makes me a bad friend, she complained, and he chuckled through his tears. So did I. Can I get a hug? He asked hopefully, so miserably, like his pieces are on the brink of falling apart and only Mia has the power to hold him together. Mia did not waste another minute as she wrapped her arms around his neck, hugging him. It might be a casual hug for her, but she doesn't know what this gesture of affection means for Nathan. I see it in the way tears streamed down his cheeks as he tightened his hold around her protectively. It was about time they met, Sophia whispered in my ear, standing beside me. I sniffled, wiping the tears off my cheek as they pulled apart. Thank you for being my friend, he told, her eyes red with tears. It's time for my school, Mia told him, smiling sheepishly. Nathan chuckled, letting her go. Of course, we will meet later. Mia turned to me, looking at me in question, and I give her a nod in agreement. She turned to Nathan with a big grin. Yes? All right, princess, time to go to school, Sophia announced as she took her bag in one hand and held Mia's finger with another, walking out of the apartment, not before sparing me one last comforting glance over her shoulder. Nathan rose to his full height, his face puffy and eyes red with crying as he looked at me with a look of misery, helplessness, and agony. Our gaze collided when he pleaded, "Let me be in her life, Emily. No lawyers, no court battles, just you, Mia, and me figuring this out together." He took a deep breath before adding softly, "Please." My heart pounded against my ribcage. Nathan Parker was pleading me for something which is his right, to be a part of his own daughter's life. This was it, the moment that could change everything. And for the first time, I knew what I had to do.